What is good, everyone? This is Silver Warrior here, and almost 5 years ago now, I showed you guys this exact Lego set on the day that I had purchased it from the Lego store for $50, with my intention being to see if it would actually be a good investment to not only maybe match inflation, sell for a little bit more in the future, but actually make potentially even more money than something like silver and gold would. And in fact, that video explored that very premise that I made at the time when I purchased this Lego set. And the only reason I did get it back then was because I was actually given a card for Christmas, because I was 14 at the time, so I still got, stuff at Christmas, you know what I mean? You know how it is when you're younger, but I got a card to the Lego store for $50, and what ended up happening was I just bought this set, which was exactly $50 at the time. The reason I was able to purchase it with that card was because we were actually at the mall in Delaware, which I will explain a little bit, ended up working to my advantage today as well, with another set that I purchased, but with that being said, did this set actually gain value? Generally speaking, eBay is going to be your best test of this. By just looking up Lego set 75147, which of course is the number on the front of the box, I can get a pretty good idea of what actual customers are willing to pay for these sets. And the first one that pops up, as you see here, is only going for $60 in an auction that is ending in just 13 seconds with $19 shipping, so that makes it $79 in total, but still not all that much of a gain. And of course, an auction like that, it really is going to be the best way to determine what items are actually selling for, because again, it shows what customers are really willing to pay right now for what you have. But as you'll see from the other listings, the sale price of this, if you're talking about new in-box, factory sealed, generally it's pretty high up there. And you see another auction here, already with the shipping a little bit over $50. This set right here with shipping is going to be about $110, and it actually has 7 people watching it, to be fair. And I also am curious as to how much some of these sets sell for. Now, of course, this right here is actually a pre-owned set. It's a partial set, so it doesn't even have everything. That's why it's only $28 with $7 shipping. This is a used set, but it's complete. And you will notice that takes away a good bit of the value as well. Like, new in-box is going to change it completely. But let's see this one right here. It is selling for $125 with free shipping, but $125, of course, from $50 would be a very substantial gain. And as you can see here, it does say more than 74% sold, which means that, at least I'm assuming that they actually had 4 sets and they've sold 3 out of 4 of them currently. So if that is true, if they were able to sell 3 of them at that price, assuming it didn't take months to sell each one, maybe you could realistically get $100+ for this set if you find the right buyer. So all in all, I mean, I really can't complain too much. And as promised, I do actually have another Lego set to show you guys. This one I really think is going to have a little bit more potential. Sorry if the audio just got weird. I did look at the Lego set as I talked there. That is my bad, but let me bring the camera around to show you all what I'm talking about here. Much more of a actual full-scale, kind of impressive Lego set, I guess you would say. The kind that you would imagine when you think about something that's, a really grandiose Lego set. And as you'll see down here, you're talking 2,600 plus pieces. Really is a unique one as well. The fact that it's based on a retro console and it has a TV that you can build along with the fact that it has the NES and controller. Really, again, just something that I think is a lot more unique, something with a lot more potential. And what I was alluding to earlier in this video is that I actually got a pretty good deal on this set, because this originally was selling at Barnes & Noble for $229.99. But because of having a store card, I got 10% off, so it went down to $207, and I bought it in the state of Delaware, which meant there was no sales tax. And these things actually already are selling for around $250 or more on eBay. So all things considered, with the fact that I got a few different discounts in there, I really did not do too badly on it even now. And again, I really think a set like this has a decent amount of potential. So I guess in 5 years, I'll check back in. We'll see how this one's doing in that time, and we'll see how this one did. But until then, thank you to everyone who tuned in. Peace. But of course, the question becomes, how long would you have to keep the item listed on eBay before you might actually see someone willing to pay that price? But if you had this set on your hands right now and you had to get rid of it, I wouldn't think you'd be too hard-pressed to find somewhere around $70 to $80 as far as offers went. And I know that auction that we did look at only technically went for $60, but to the buyer, you have to keep in mind they're thinking of it as I'm paying $60 for the item and $19 for shipping. So in their mind, the item was worth $79. It wasn't only worth $60 because they're still putting out that other $19 of cost as well. I think that could be something where a little bit of a misconception happened, because you might be inclined to think the consumer was only willing to pay $60 for that item though, but really they were willing to pay close to $80. And I think that better represents what this set would generally sell for. But I mean, if I were to go and sell this for $80 on eBay, would I really be doing all that well when I spent $50 in 2016? Well, let's think about a few things. That's nearly 5 years just to make $30. Probably not exactly going to get you rich. Not to mention the fact that inflation does mean $50 in 2016 was worth a little bit more than $50 is now. So even if you were to sell this for $80, that $80 today might only have the same buying power that somewhere around $70 had back in 2015, meaning that you actually are losing a little bit more value just right there. And then, of course, eBay takes a big fee out of your final sale as well. So all in all, if I went and sold this, I would want to get at least $100 just to make it even feel like it was worth having bought it 5 years ago and having held on to it for that much time, and actually kind of realize any real profit from it. And I mean, it wouldn't be too hard to sell for $100, I imagine. I definitely think it would be possible to make a profit from this set. But as far as like Lego sets and as an investment, looking at it after 5 years, I wouldn't say it's something I would look to, again, as a way that you're going to become wealthy from, or even something where you're going to be making huge profits from, or having that kind of potential, unless you really know what you're doing and you really know what sets to look for. But I do think it is kind of an interesting way to kind of just put a little bit of your money somewhere that ultimately will appreciate in value. I mean, a Lego Star Wars set that's really common, because $50 sets are a lot more common than, let's say, $200 sets. So therefore, there's a lot more of them made. They're a lot less rare, and they're a lot easier to find in a few years. So when you consider the fact that this set doesn't really have anything going for it in terms of investment, because Lego Star Wars is also probably the most common Lego series that there is, it really did still kind of appreciate relatively well.